everyone, it's me again, Putri from FC BIOS, and you're listening to FC BIOS podcast series, the show that brings science to the highest level for people who love working in scientific field. And welcome back, Jason, the trained researcher with years of experience in microbiology and food safety applications.
Hi everyone, thanks Putri. Glad to be here again today. So, what are you up to recently?
Jason, I actually have a small problem as this week, which I think you can help me with it.
Spill it out.
Well, Jason, yesterday I tried to pipette my alcohol and it's quite difficult to pipette that liquid. I tried to Google for answers or tips or hacks and it seems to have few suggestions, but I don't see how those actually can help me to pipette alcohol with accuracy and precision. The first suggestion was to use the bore tip, and I tried, but damn, it's still difficult. Then I tried to cut the tip of the pipette tip. Yeah, it's solved, but I was also thinking about the accuracy and precision of the tips. My results won't be accurate though by then. How about you share with me some tips on how I can improve my pipetting technique?
Sure, Putri. First, you need to understand a bit about pipette. Alright, as you know, King Arthur has his Excalibur. Researcher has their own pipette. Okay, so micropipette is actually a common instrument that can be found in most of the research lab. You can use micropipette to transfer small quantities of liquid ranging from 0.1 to 10,000 microliters. Due to this small transferring volume, it is vital to ensure the variation for each transferring volume is as low as possible. Know this, of all the factors, the most critical, I must say, are skills and the expertise of the operator itself. How you pipette directly affects the success and the repeatability of your experiment. You need to understand that pipette is a reliable precision instrument that has been used and trusted for many years. However, with many forms of instrumentation, a pipette will only perform as well as the operator's techniques allow.
So Jason, you mean to say operator here is myself or ourself?
Is yourself, Putri.
Okay.
Since I'm here today, let me share with you my top 5 tips for basic pipetting techniques that can improve your pipetting accuracy, which I call it the proper pipette practice, PPP. A guide to proper pipetting techniques to produce more accurate and precise laboratory results.
Wow, PPP. Carry on, Jason. I'm so eager to hear it.
First, you need to check on how is your aspirating and dispensing technique. When you aspirate, you will need to make sure that you have a consistent pipetting rhythm and motion. So, why do you think so, Putri?
Probably the sample can spill off?
Roughly about that. So basically, non-consistent rhythm or motion means either you actually aspirate too fast or a bit jerky that you can cause splashing, aerosol shaft contamination, as well as loss of sample volume. Talking about dispensing, you will need to touch the wall of the tip to dispense any remaining sample and then slide the tip up of the wall to prevent liquid from clinging into the orifice. Your pipetting accuracy will greatly improve up to 1%.
1%?
Yes. So, my second technique, you will need to check on how is your immersion angle. Your immersion angle of the tip in the liquid should be as vertical as possible. In a mathematical terms, alright, you can say your tip should be 90 degrees from the sample.
You mean 90 degrees or perpendicular? From
Yes.
the sample, you mean sample surface?
Yes, that's correct. However, bear in mind, you should not deviate more than 20 degrees from the vertical angle. Why? Because a more pronounced angle will actually cause too much liquid to enter the tip, thus leading to an inaccurate aspiration. Yes.
Okay.
So, third, a technique that you can consider is to pre-wet or pre-rinse your pipette tips. Aspirate and expel any sample liquid at least 3 times before aspirating a sample for delivery. Evaporation within the tip can cause significant loss before delivery. Pre-wetting increases humidity within the tip, thus reducing any variation sample evaporation. Using the same tip to deliver multiple samples without pre-wetting can result in a low volume in the first few samples. The need to pre-wet increases when working with volatile samples, for example, organic solvent, just like your problem Putri.
I got it. This is the first step that I should do before I actually aspirate my alcohol.
Yes, absolutely. So to me, it is one of the most important tips to aspirate volatile samples. So,
Now I understand.
yes. Next, you will need to be aware of your immersion technique. Inaccurate during immersion can happen at 2 positions. First, when you immerse your tips too deep, that can cause too much liquid to be aspirated. Second, when you position them too close to the liquid surface where you might aspirate air. Thus, you might need to make sure that the tips are immersed correctly. You should immerse the tip between 1 to 2 millimeters for micro volume pipette, while 5 to 6 millimeters for larger volume pipettes. So let me emphasize that again. 1 to 2 millimeters for micro pipette, 5 to 6 millimeter for larger pipettes. Last but not least, the range versus the volume of the pipette tips. So improve accuracy and precision up to 1% by aspirating and dispensing samples within 35 to 100% of the tip nominal volume. Avoid setting a pipette volume less than 10% of its maximum.
So Jason, I don't quite understand on this 10% thing. Can you explain slightly brief on this?
Alright, sure. Let me give you an example, alright? So for 1,000 microliters pipette tip, 10% is 100 microliters, right? So anything that you set less than that will be less accurate. Simple as that.
So you mean to say this accuracy and precision improvement is based on the pipette tips itself, not the pipette, right?
Yes, that's correct. So, well, that's it, Putri. I hope this helps.
Thanks, Jason. I really appreciate the tips that you just provided just now.
Well, Putri, these 5 simple techniques alone can have a big impact on the results, but there are a few more others to consider. As a part of the proper pipetting practice, I recommend anyone to have this quick risk check to help you assess your personal pipetting risk and learn how to reduce them. So, for my PPP method is all about helping you learn to improve your pipetting accuracy and recognize either you or your pipettes actually that are not working properly.
Ooh, thanks, Jason. I think I already need to head back to the lab and do what's necessary. Well, looks like it's a wrap. So guys, if you have any suggestions or feeling a little bit cranky and would like to complain to us, do email us at enquiry@fcbios.com.my or follow us at our official social media. #FCBios. Goodbye.